steering wheel. Lapse the steering wheel, yeah. Give him steering wheel. Hey, steering wheel. Somebody tell him to give it to him. Come on! Whoa!
Your leg, my please. Your leg hip.
How the f*** that's possible?
I'm driving like a grandma. Get that, Ralph? Did you hear me? Proper radio. Ralph, acknowledge. Now, come on, close him down and kill him. We've got a lunatic on the track. Down that mistake.
Boys and girls, your attention, please.
Hello and welcome back inside the Part From A podcast 1003. This is Todd.
No, Todd, not now.
A.K.A. Negative Camera. You know I've asked you
You
here.
must convince the villagers that I'm harmless.
That's exactly what I need you to do tonight. What are we covering? What are we talking about? Well, we're talking about money. I want money. That's what I want. Liberty Media published their Q2 results. We're going to run those down and talk about it. The FIA finally explains why the 2026 rules couldn't be fixed in advance of the season. Flavio Briatore puts a price tag on Alpine. Oh, yeah. And we're going to talk about Zandvoort's farewell. But before doing that, I have to bring in my co-host, which means I have to go all the way to the right coast of our nation, nestled near but not in our nation's capital. You know where you love her. The lovely, the redoubtable Grace, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, Todd. How are you doing?
Hey, this seemed low, didn't it? Wait. Sorry, that's my bad.
Grace!
There we got it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, all right.
There
Got
you go.
it. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know how. Yeah, it's my soundboard. What's going on? I'm already off to a great start for podcast 103.
We'll fix it in post. It'll be fine.
We'll fix it in post, man. I'll love it. I'll normalize everything. Oh my! So,
All right. Yes.
Summer break, Grace.
Still happening.
Still going on.
Week 2, still nothing going on out there.
Week 2.
Boy, when we get for like an Alonso announcement or,
I know.
something good, people. Come on.
I kind of log in and look at all the headlines each morning, and it's like,
yeah, there ain't nothing. They're actually taking a break. We have a job to do, right?
yeah, we got to cover F1. You can't take a break.
That's right. People
Come
do
on,
stuff.
man.
Alonso, I count on you always.
Yes.
Do something crazy.
Do
just
something
out of boredom.
fun. Out of boredom.
Out of boredom. Just do it.
Why not? Oh, there was some things to talk about. Liberty Media, their Q2 numbers, and kind of the quiet math that nobody's really highlighting about the team payments. Yeah. Shall we jump in and talk about that?
I'm sure the teams are talking about it.
Oh, I'm sure the teams are.
I'm sure Toto is talking about it.
Toto. I bet Toto's thing. Well, maybe, but, he's just leading the championship, so maybe. I'm sure Gene is talking about it.
I was going to say, so Gene is talking about it.
Gene's talking about it.
And for sure Flavio's talking about it, but who knows
Yeah.
what he's talking about.
So what are we talking about, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you. Liberty published their second quarter results on Thursday. The motorsport revenue fell from $1.22 billion with a B, billion dollars to $764 million. It's a 38% drop. Now,
Okay.
before you panic and you go and open the case and mash that AZ button,
Yeah.
you got to realize Stefano's got answers.
Of course. That's his job.
He explained it for us,
Okay.
right?
All right. What's he got?
Operating capital fell from $293 million to $73 million.
Okay.
The OIBDA fell from $361 million to $139 million. Now, that was the 61% headline number that was being tossed around in the headlines because it sounds dramatic, right? And, people clicked on that and said, what? 61%? But as our friend Stefano said, that the cause is really about the calendar. It's the calendar. It's not the demand for the F1, Grace.
Right.
It's the calendar. You had 5 races in Q2 this year against 9 races in Q2 last year.
There's this little thing in the Middle East. It's kind of like,
Yeah. You had Japan moved to March, right? Bahrain and Saudi are canceled. Imola wasn't good enough to stay on the calendar. They're gone.
At the end of the season now.
That's it. So, yeah, right. So now you have 5 compared to 9, which leaves a big gaping hole of revenue for the first half and Q2 in particularly. So that means that the team's payments fell with it.
Right.
The grid shared a $316 million in the quarter against $513 million a year ago.
Okay.
So that's some walking around money.
Yeah.
And across the first half of the year, $500 million against $627 million the previous year on year.
Right.
That's a chunk of change. And Domenicali said they were releasing these to the investors at Wall Street, et cetera, and the investors. So that's the audience that they were talking to. So he told them the calendar is full, though, in 2028. So growth is coming from elsewhere.
We already got 32 races a season. What do you want?
Right. Yeah, so this is where it kind of gets interesting. He said, so the revenue, the calendar's full. It is what it is in 2020 through 2028. So in 2027, the revenue's got to come from other areas, is what he was talking about. More sprint races in 2027. The number is to be confirmed with the calendar announcement, but I've read reports that it's anywhere between 6 and 10 is the guess. He was explicit about why, though. He said promoters will pay more for sprints because they lift Friday and Saturday attendance. He also insisted on keeping them scarce, however, because scarcity is what makes them sellable.
And some of the tracks sprints would suck at.
Yeah, very true. Now get this, the other growth opportunity you mentioned is in the premiums, Grace. The premiums. Right? And here we're talking about Paddock Club, which is sold out for the 2027 season. Team allocations are already being set. And they are building new tiers above. If you thought the Paddock Club was the ultimate F1 experience, you'd be wrong. You'd be wrong.
There's too much riffraff in there now.
That's right. There's too much hoi polloi down there.
No, you can't have it.
Can't be down there rubbing elbows with a guy, that owns a car dealership in Tecumseh. That ain't going to work.
That's right.
So the Outlap launched at Spa. It's a 12-seat dinner in a container that's driven around the circuit at over 10,000 euros a head with LVMH, the luxury brand.
Is this like when they had you could have the seating, right, like up above, right? Like that I'm just like, there's no way in hell I'm ever doing that.
Oh, hell
no way. There's not enough money in the world that I'm doing that.
No, hell no. No.
I didn't even go up in the thing at Austin. I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
CN Tower with a glass. I'm good. Thanks. I'll be against the wall.
I guess they thought being, 60 feet up or whatever, maybe that wasn't a good idea. So now they put you in a container. They just drive around the track.
Why would I want that?
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, so let me put it this way. If you doing the double seater, we didn't do it at Austin, but that I wouldn't pay that much money for, but I could see that kind of drive me around the track, even in a car, like in a McLaren or something, right? Or a Ferrari. Drive me around the track. I'd pay money for that. That would be super cool, right? And you've done that, right? Having Sebastian Vettel drive you around, super cool. Having some bus drive me around while I eat dinner at a why would I want that? Although, especially because when we were in Jerez last year, they drove us next to the track because the track is really small. It's really compact. And so then because I'm wearing my Pedro Acosta hat, so everybody else is yelling. People are like, Pedro, and so I'm just like the Pope or something yelling, Pedro out the window of this BMW. Yeah, I'm like, Pedro, that's right. He's going to win. It's great. So I would be doing that the whole time and not eating. But I don't know why. Why would you? I don't know why that would. I don't know. Maybe you get a really great swag bag. I don't know.
What is it? What is it, like a Formula One logo tote bag and a stress ball?
I hope so. From like Louis Vuitton, I hope you get something nice.
Oh,
right?
maybe you get like a Gucci bag with a.
That's what I'm saying.
With an
like
F1 logo
some
tote bag.
Nice swag.
And
I
a
don't
Gucci
know.
stress ball. Maybe that's what it is.
I don't know. That's. I look forward to reading about the package because I don't know why.
Yeah. What
are you serving me trackside?
Like, whoa, we're going to a route. Pass the claret, please. Wait.
Because I'm sure the food is good, but you could be sitting still in a restaurant and eat good food, right? Like, again, I'm not sure that, right? Like, do I want my champagne while, driving around the track somewhere?
They're in the back with opening up the aluminum foil Swanson's TV dinners
like
and putting them on a plate and nuking them,
I don't know. That just is like, why? I don't know why I'd want. I don't know. So somebody out there, if you know why you would want this, like, because even though I would never do that dinner that's like way up suspended, I understand why people would do that. If I wasn't like afraid of heights, it would be pretty cool, I guess. Right. I can see why that would be cool for people to do that. With this, I don't understand why I'm being fed while you drive me slowly around a track. Why? You just drive me down you can just drive me down the beltway, right? Like, what am I paying this money for? To be driven around Spa, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So that's 10,000 euros a head.
Let me know.
So the supporting numbers he kind of leaned in on, it was 3.3 million at track attendance through Spa. 10 sellouts, a record 564,000, if there ever was that many F1 fans at Silverstone across all 3 days. And for us Yankees, you question the deal. Stop questioning it. Just like stop questioning the battery graphics on television. Just stop it. The U.S. hours watched were up 13% since switching the service to Apple.
Because they were 0 before, and now they're 13%. Correct.
Any growth is
growth.
Is meteoric growth.
Correct.
Yeah.
Good.
So there's that. That's what he was leaning on. So
I mean, which makes sense. Those are your positives. Lean into that.
Those are
Lean
positive,
into your sellout crowds.
Yeah. Look how well we're doing. We're selling everything out in a standing room only.
Nobody understands what the hell's going on, but people are going.
And some enterprising journalist always brings up, what about the AI?
What about the AI? Yeah.
Well, he ruled out a single AI partner. He says, no, we're doing deals with all of them because it's more money.
I can get money from all of them.
I get money from all of them.
That's like, why would I only do deals with Philip Morris? All these other cigarette companies are giving me their money.
Right. So I was thinking, all right, so why does all this matter? Well, the revenue drop is really a math issue, sort of like a calculated arithmetic situation. He suggests, look, it reverses in the second half where we've got races stacked upon races, 7 races in Q3, 8 in Q4 if Qatar and Abu Dhabi survive.
Right.
So there's that. So you're going to be playing catch up in Q3 and Q4. And I mean, during the whole call, nobody at Liberty really seemed worried about it. This is what it is.
No, because it makes them look better, right? Like if you have a low Q2, boy, doesn't that make Q3 when it's higher look better?
We had astronomic growth in Q3 and 4.
Oh my God.
I think the team payment line is actually the bigger story to me.
Right.
The grid is down roughly $127 million across 6 months against a cost cap that didn't move an inch. And I think there's got to be some compression there in the model, I would think. I could be wrong. I'd need to talk to a team owner, but I would submit that the P&Ls would be a little compressed there. A fixed ceiling paired with a variable income line, it seems like a problem math-wise for teams that live on prize money. I mean, if you think of Mercedes, Ferrari, Audi, Cadillac, they all have parent companies, but Haas, Williams, Racing Bulls, they all have prize money distribution, right? And this is how they make a lion's share of their money. And then the Sprint expansion. I mean, it's kind of the clearest statement in recent memory that Liberty's made that kind of talks about a statement or a strategy or kind of what they're thinking. And physical growth is capped at 24 races, right? It's that 24 races. So for them, you got to increase the number of sellable moments within those 24 weekends.
Right.
So to be fair, I understand what they're saying. They're saying, look, it's not like we can go add 10 more races.
Right.
So what is the property value of this, and where else can we monetize the series within the 24 weekends that we've sold? You know, to be fair, that makes sense. So all right. So let's do a skeptic check.
Well, I mean,
go ahead.
I understand Stefano saying there's scarcity if you don't have a sprinted every week, but why not just have a sprinted every week? Scarcity for who? I mean, right? Like, I don't go to every race. If I go to a race, it's once. You know what I mean? Like, I could see, I think it's more that people will revolt. The drivers will revolt, right? In the same way MotoGP revolted when they had sprinted every weekend.
I guess to argue the pro side of that would be, if every race is a sprint race, then the packages are what they are. But if a sprint race was something unique where there's 24 races and only 10 of them were sprints, if you wanted that increased activity on Fridays and Saturdays,
or the racetrack package,
you would pay more for that. So that scarcity, meaning that every race, you know, it's like De Beers and Diamonds, right?
But isn't it scarce for every... I guess what I'm saying is it's not... So if I go to see the Washington Wizards, they play in the same place every time and they're at home. So you build things to make it scarce because I'm going to the same place every time. Races, I'm not sure I mean, I understand what he's saying by making it scarce, but at each racetrack is in a different place. For those fans, it's always going to be scarce because you're only going to one race a season. Even if you live in Europe now, it's not like you can go to 5 races because they're near each other. None of the races are near each other anymore.
Right. But this isn't about the fans. It's about the money made from the promoters.
So that's what I'm saying. Right. Like, so is it the TV package? Is that people aren't watching as much if there's not something on Saturday? I'm not sure why, but you could be making more money. So
if you and I owned Coda,
yes, I like this idea. Okay.
Me too. I'm already on board.
Sure. We're good. I'm good. Paul's got the cash. We got it.
You, me, Paul, and Bobby Epstein. We're like this, Bobby.
Totally. That's right.
So, so if we own Coda, we would pay more for a sprint because we're going to put more butts in seats on Friday and Saturday.
Right.
Which means more attendance, more gate revenue.
Right.
And more money spent on concessions and everything else.
Okay.
So that's why we would pay more and want a sprint weekend. So we maximize the revenue opportunity across all 3 days. Whereas if it wasn't a sprint weekend, it'd be less money for us because we wouldn't spend as much to host the race, but the revenue would be down on Friday and Saturday.
But why would that impact it if you had it at every race or not?
It wouldn't impact the putting butts in seats.
Right.
But it might impact what you could charge for a race weekend if all promoters were basically buying the same sprint package, race package every week.
But isn't that more money for everybody?
Probably, but I would imagine. Sure. Well, probably. Okay. Yeah, you make a good point. But I'm assuming Stefano's already drummed this up like the Shake Shack.
I think he's just making shit up, and he's going to in 2 years sell more of them. Right?
He's already doing dynamic pricing on them.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. And so if everybody has it, then it's not dynamic. But I don't understand because it's not scarce because each promoter only has one racetrack. Maybe in Europe they used to own. Like maybe in Italy the same person owns 2 tracks. But again, we're so far spread out now.
Yeah.
Who each track is its own thing.
I
Sell
like
them
the
all.
idea.
You could make more money off of all of them instead of just half of them.
I like the idea of him doing the Shake Shack deal where, you know, if the promoter goes to pay and says, do you want to put a tip? No tip, and then the price goes up. That's sweet.
Who are these people that aren't tipping people? I mean...
Well, they entered their order on the little kiosk. They didn't even talk to a human.
The human's still making your food, though.
Well...
I don't want the human to
get paid for it.
Well, I don't want them to spit in my food.
They should get fired for that.
Well, that tip is part of their income. I didn't invent the system.
It's an anti-spit tip.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that tip is factored into their wages. It's not extra.
Okay.
I wasn't born in this. I didn't make the system in this country. I'd be fine the way it is in Europe, where nobody tips anybody unless it's great. Fine.
Right.
That's not how it works here.
Right. So I like Stefano doing dynamic pricing on promoters.
When they lick all of your donuts next time you go to Dunkin' Donuts because you didn't tip them, that's on you.
Oh, the tip culture's out of control, Grace.
It is out of control, but Yeah.
So I was trying to think of some assumptions on this.
Okay.
So what's an assumption attack? All right. So if you, first of all, you say, whoa, woo, the numbers are down. F1's in trouble.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, they're
fine.
not in trouble. They're fine.
Good.
I think Liberty absorbs basically what effectively is a timing issue on their calendar, right? And they recover in H2. But the volatility gets passed down to the teams.
Right.
And to the teams least able to carry that load. But that's where it goes, and that transfer is really kind of invisible. Nobody really reads anything about it. It's not in the press. It just kind of gets passed down to the teams and move on. Nothing to see.
Because who's going to say something? Williams?
Well, by gosh, if you're Gene Haas, you should be out there saying, oi!
He's not, because they're going to say, well, you don't have to come back next season,
yeah,
sir.
Right, because his licensing fee to be there is the money.
Listen, if I've learned anything after 25 years of watching this sport, it is that unless you're Ferrari, Formula One can live without you. So we don't need you, Gene Haas. You're not Ferrari.
Right. And I'm glad you finally admitted that, Grace.
Yes. Well, you're paid extra for it, so they should know.
We are. We're paid extra to be who we are.
So there you go. So yes. Everybody else you can go, kick rocks because you're not Ferrari, and Formula One doesn't need you.
That's right. Otherwise, you gotta, it's, well.
This is Enzo Ferrari.
Damn right it is.
That's right.
So that's the first thing. They're fine. Second assumption to attack, I thought, more sprints. Give the people what they want.
Yeah,
it's a fan product decision. Nothing more. Fans love sprints. They want it. And I thought, okay, so to counter that, he described it on an investor call, let's be honest, and in commercial language as an opportunity for incremental revenue. And I'd argue that scarcity is basically a pricing word, not a sporting one.
Right.
And I would argue that I'm not 100% convinced the fans want more sprints. I don't know. Only
if they're good. I think that's true everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm all for more racing, but not more crap, right?
Okay. And to bring up the sprint thing, one might say to a person like you, Grace.
Okay.
Why the hell wouldn't we have sprints at every Formula One race? Because it works awesome in MotoGP. Why?
It doesn't.
Thank you.
It does not.
Work.
Yeah. This is like when people tell me, electric vehicles, blah, blah, blah. And I go, have you ever driven one? Well, no. Right. You don't watch the sport. Get out of here, right? It's not great at every race. Some races it's great. Some races it's not. That's true even on Sunday, though. Some races, I am like, course. I text you and Paul, and I'm like, I don't know what you're doing today, but stop and watch the race. Sometimes I'm like, live your life. You'll be fine.
Yeah. So this notion that it works 100% of the time for MotoGP, that's not true either. No. It doesn't. It's just that they have it at every single race, and fair enough.
And I think the other thing too is if you're a race fan, there's stuff all day. There's somebody on the track from like 8 a.m. until 4:30. You know what I mean? Like you're not
there's
lacking
all kinds
entertainment.
Of support races, and you and I've been to those, and it's not like I go to a race and say, well, I'm only interested in seeing the F1 go around all day long.
Right.
That's not true.
That's kind of fun.
We've seen the Ferrari Challenges, we've seen Porsche Cup, we've seen the support series for Formula One. They're all great. They're all fun racing, and we enjoyed the whole weekend. So
it's like going to the rodeo. Yeah, I'm here for the bulls, but whatever.
Yeah.
We got some mutton racing. Sure, I'll watch that. Yeah,
I love the barrel racing. I think those gals are awesome.
Yeah. I also now that I've totally derailed this entire conversation, there was during the World Cup, there was a Spanish soccer player named Enzo Fernandez. Every time I always would go, it's Enzo Fernandez. Just like, so you played the clip, so now it's there, but every time.
It's Enzo Fernandez.
I think you should say his name like you always have the Enzo Ferrari clip for everybody.
Yeah. Now, here in the St. Louis region, in the middle of America, going up to like these little, dirt oval racetracks like Tri-City and all that kind of stuff. Fun. Now, anyone out there listening, just send me a message. Have you, because I went a few years ago to one, and we watched late model modifieds. And it was fun. It was fun. Right. And had a good time. It's like when you and I and Paul were at Indy and we went to the dirt track for the motorcycles. So, and that's a great race.
It's fun.
But I went up there and they have all kinds of fun, quirky things that are uniquely kind of that racetrack's, vibe, right?
Yeah.
And the one I went to that night was awesome because that was an edition of Combine Demolition Derby.
Oh my God, like the big combine.
Real big harvesters.
Oh my God.
Old harvesters.
Oh my God.
And they're all painted crazy like an elephant, a dinosaur. And there's like 6 of them out there and they're all in a demolition derby. They didn't have the big gleaner on the front.
Oh, for sure not. You don't want anybody to we need people to live. Right?
Yeah, right. So it didn't have the big rotating gleaner on the front.
We do have boundaries, right? We are running into each other, but we took the gleaner off the front.
And that was
We're not monsters. We're not monsters. Yeah.
So if any listeners out there have ever been to your local dirt track, and seen a combine demolition derby, let me know because that was hilarious.
That's great.
So I think that's what Stefano should do: combine demolition derbies.
Shoot, I'd pay for that.
I'd pay for it. I'd even pay for it to sit in that little cart and be driven around the demolition derby.
Oh my gosh! And you could have like Max or somebody be the flag person at the end. End the whole thing or something have some special guest star. It would be great.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't love that?
I think contractually you should force Lewis to be involved because you'd know he'd love that.
Oh man.
It'd be great.
I'm here for this. So I think any sort of figure eight racing, all of that. All those you're right, all those tracks have to have something else to kind of fill in the gaps. So
yeah, they do. It's great fun. You've seen school bus and all that stuff. It's fun. All right, so Grace, to the section. So, if prize money can fall 20% in half a season, let me ask you this: should the cost cap float with revenue rather than sit as a fixed number? May not be as big for large teams, but the smaller ones would feel the pain. And how do you adjust for that? And is it an issue, given that we discussed last week that the price cap really isn't just a price cap, it's almost become a price floor, right, for teams like Haas. So do you think it has any meaningful impact?
Well, I mean, for sure, you should put a cost cap not on everybody is kind of where that's going, right? You have some teams that this is much harder, even though the idea is to make it even for everybody. It's making nothing even for those small teams, right? They're still struggling. It's not like Williams suddenly has a bump up.
I was thinking about it. Okay, so this has got to be tough because it's like lower payments, and I cannot. For some reason, I'm thinking that the payout of the prize money comes at the end of the season, but then I think it used to be that way.
It's still not. How can you get it before who won?
The reason I'm questioning it, and I didn't have time to try to look it up today, so I apologize. Normally I come better. I try to be better prepared, and I just didn't have time today because I was looking it up.
Okay.
There was a time where the prize money was paid at the end of the season for where they stood in the championship, and then things were tight, and Bernie Eccleston ended up doing like advance payment and then truing up at the end of the season or something. There was a sort of
the balloon.
Yeah, it was sort of floating some of that cash, some of that prize money as the year went on. And I cannot remember if they've continued that where distributions from earnings come out in quarterly payments to the teams, excuse me, or if they reverted back to the end of the year. And I apologize. I just didn't have time to look it up. So if you're listening, definitely look that up because I cannot remember. And if they're doing quarterly distributions, then this clearly would have a bigger impact on the little teams.
Correct.
If they're annual, then this is all a moot point.
Right. I guess I just assumed it was still annual. I didn't realize. I mean, first of all, again, I'm a fan of you get a large pile of everything at race one, and we'll see you at the end, and we'll see how you do, right? So, I don't, this idea of
right, good luck.
Giving it to you in the middle of the season, well, whatever. Then you didn't plan very well, right? So,
yeah.
But I guess I never thought of them like, we're 4 races in, here's how much money you get based on where you are in these 4 races.
Yeah, I just don't remember. I remember there's talk. I remember Bernie did that. I don't remember if when Liberty took it over, if they went into quarterly distributions.
What is Huxley doing? Isn't he doing your research for you? I mean, really?
No, he and Atticus are just phoning it in.
Jeez.
It's crazy. So anyway,
help.
Like I said, it may all be a moot point, folks, but I just brought that up because I couldn't remember.
Okay.
The other thing, if 10 of the 24 weekends carry a sprint, is there any scarcity really left at a 10 out of 24?
No, that's what I'm saying, and I don't know why I think scarcity it's something. I'm not saying that it's not something, but it's not scarcity.
You don't think it's mega cash scarcity because only 3 tracks this season get it, and we want to be one of them.
Right. And then eventually you'll all have it because they're going to keep wanting that money. So why don't you just do it all now and give it to them all now?
Right.
Why are you like driving these tracks
Because you can do dynamic
around?
pricing. You can drip feed this thing and build that. Hey, only 6 are getting it. Are you going to be one of the 6? We'll find out. And then the next thing you get, we're adding one more 7. Who wants to be the 7?
Yeah. See?
Ooh.
And eventually we'll have 32 races and they'll all have
32 sprints. Yeah.
Right. I just do it now and get the money now, right?
Right.
These are all scarce. None of these tracks are close enough to each other anymore for anybody to go to more than one. So
they're all scarce.
It's scarce for everybody.
It's a red herring. It's a straw man argument, Grace.
It is. It's a straw man with some Mickey Mouse ears on it.
It is. It's comical,
but it makes it sound good.
And my last, I mean, feel free to weigh in, of course.
As I have periodically interrupted you this entire story.
That's okay. That's what you're here for. But I thought, okay, serious question for our listeners. Feel free to weigh in, though.
Okay.
But for our listeners, I'd really like your opinion on this. If we're now talking about F1 as a product, with paddock clubs sold out, 2027 allocations gone, scarce sprints, €10,000 dinners next, is the on-track product now the least profitable part of F1?
That's always been the case.
Yeah.
I think that's always been true. They don't care about us in the grandstands.
Right.
We just exist. They just put up grandstands and people show up and fill them.
It's the broadcast packages.
If we stop showing up, they wouldn't. Although now, I mean, I don't buy Paddock Club, but we definitely don't sit out in the grandstands anymore. So because I'm old and it's hot and those seats are hard. So
they are hard. I've been in the Paddock Club. I was a guest of Ferrari. I've been in the Paddock Club at Coda for the weekend. And those tickets at the time, they're more now, but it was like $5,000 on Friday, $5,000 for Saturday, and $10,000 for Sunday.
I'm not paying those prices, but it is nice to have an actual bathroom and drinks and, air conditioning.
Whatever you want to drink. And I was in Ferrari, which couldn't have been better because the food was amazing. I'm a huge Italian food fan, so that's my favorite. So yes,
so it is nice.
It was very nice.
I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure I'm paying Paddock Club prices, but
I don't know. $20,000 for the weekend. That's a lot of dosh, is it not? I mean, that's Paul Charsley kind of money.
Yeah, I don't have that, but
I don't have that.
There is something to having a nice little experience for a weekend. So
yeah. I had just as much fun walking the track with Paul and him saying, that corner right there, watch this and watch what they're doing. Okay, so now watch this and watch what the car does here.
Yeah.
That was incredibly meaningful.
Yes, he's very helpful.
Paul should see business opportunity. He goes to all the races. He's sponsored by Aston Martin. They fly him, they put him up in hotels, and they sell tickets to do a tour with Paul. And he could have that loud hailer with the cord and hang around his neck with the speaker, and he could walk around and this, and see, everybody could get the Paul Charsley experience. They could sell that at €10,000 a head.
And I also liked, I think we were in Austin the first time they had Ferrari. I think they had the Ferrari Challenge cars, right? Which are just people with money that rent these Ferraris to drive.
Gentlemen drivers, yes.
Yes, right. And Charles Lee, of course, because of being at Sonoma, had trained some of them, right? Like he knew some of these people. So it was kind of fun to be like, oh, that's a nice, I like that guy. He's nice. So I did kind of like getting the tea behind these people. I don't know who they are, right? It makes no difference to me, but it was kind of fun to be like, oh yeah, that guy, he's not going to do well because Charles Lee knew. I'm like, I'm just here for the spectacle. What do I know?
It's funny because in the Friday, that's Jeff Westphal. Well, I interviewed Jeff.
Well, yeah,
Jeff taught me how to do the corners of the apex of Sonoma with Paul,
That's different. Yes. But so, I mean, I think that, honestly, as a race fan, somebody like Paul Charsley was super helpful at Austin because you're right. He can tell you like, watch this or watch that. And, and the different cars and how it's doing. And because you don't know, if you only watch on TV, watching at the track is a very different experience.
Yeah,
it was very helpful.
I agree. All right, next up, segment 2. Shall we turn the page? Let's turn the page.
Sure.
The FIA was outvoted, come to find out, and that's a kind of a big admission. It's actually bigger than it actually sounds, and I'll tell you why.
It's not my fault is what this story should be titled.
Exactly.
Not my fault.
So what we know. So our friend, Nicholas Tambazzi.
Single-seater.
Yeah, he's the FIA single-seater director. You know him well. Grace and I are
best job
call him
title.
Nick. We call him Nick. Nick and Grace and I were like this.
Yeah, right.
He said the governing body anticipated most of the driver complaints about 2026 2 years ago before the season and tried to adjust the rules and failed.
Yes.
Are you outraged yet? This is the clickbait. This is the rage bait portion of the podcast.
I didn't realize that Jack Villeneuve, like if Nicholas Tambazzi pulls off his mask, it's actually Jack Villeneuve. The outrage.
And I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for the meddling kids.
That's right.
So the whole mechanism, what is it? They had a power unit advisory committee. It was set up to protect both existing teams and incoming manufacturers. Major changes needed the FIA, FOM, and 4 of the 5 manufacturers. Okay. He says 4 of them never agreed, and therefore they never changed the regulations.
Well, maybe. I mean, it's not like... there's something going on. Okay, go ahead. There's something here. The 4 of them didn't agree. It's not like one of them was a holdout, right? Like, maybe if one was a holdout, that would be something. But the fact that 4 of them said, no, we're not doing this.
That's a resounding no.
Yeah.
He defended the whole structure, saying that without it, a non-participant at the time, like Audi, could have spent unlimited money developing a 2026 engine before ever entering the sport. Okay. And so the same document that stopped that also stopped the FIA from moving unilaterally. And that's kind of why.
Okay, right.
The last attempt in early 2026 to cut maximum race deployment to 200 kilowatts, that was also dismissed. Okay. And the emergency energy management measures did arrive from Miami in May, but a roadmap now moves towards 60-40 split, as we've talked about. 60-40 split by 2028.
Yeah, cool.
Not even necessarily next year. We'll see what they do. So Nick called it a shame. The fix waited until May and argued the racing has been better than the usual first year of the new of a new formula because no single team has run away with it.
There's that Kimi Antonelli kid.
Well, there's that Mercedes team.
He seems to be doing just fine.
Yeah, I didn't quite get the cut of his jib there. What he's talking about,
but okay.
Fair enough, that's fine, Nick. The same week, teams rejected a proposed fix for the high minimum tire pressures they've been mandated to run. This is what Ollie Behrman was saying. It was like driving on balloons. The FIA considered the request very workable and that they could solve it, but it needed a super majority of teams and they didn't get it.
So I guess we're just not doing it. I hope you like it, Ollie Behrman. I hope you like them balloons.
So what does all this matter? Well, it's interesting on a host of levels, but the ones I've kind of pointed out is this would suggest that 2026 was not primarily like they radically got the engineering all wrong and they failed on that. I mean, ultimately it was off the mark, but it ends up being more of a voting failure that they couldn't at the time come to agreement to change what they had by the modeling that they had done, right? The simulations they did suggested this would be an issue, and they existed. Those sims existed. The objections existed at the time. The voting threshold is the thing that didn't move on this. Two separate fixes died at the committee stage within a single week, one on the power units and one on the tires. And I got to say, it's not an unprecedented pattern, if I'm honest, from previous years. Every team has a vested interest and are always reluctant to change anything as they see it as an effort by their competitor to leverage some sort of advantage that only they know about.
Correct.
And that generally is always going to get a no vote because if you're doing it before the season starts with the new formula, you don't know what Mercedes knows.
Right.
And if Mercedes comes and lobbies to change it, you're thinking, they're having trouble getting their power unit working. No, we're not going to change it. We're going to let them show up with the dog, right? Mm-hmm. So there's so much paranoia about that the team, you'll never get them. You know, Bernie Ecclestone once famously said someone was coming up with some big grand thing to get all the teams, and he says you'll never get all the teams to agree on anything ever.
Right.
Yeah. The December Concord governance deal sort of already, if you go back to December, they already sort of lowered the normal F1 commission majority from 6 to 4 of the 11 teams. And then the supermajority, they lowered from 8 to 6. And it was sold as a real regulatory sort of agility move. And yet it still has not produced a tire pressure fix, even lowering those standards between a majority and supermajority. And they still can't come to agreement.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, right. So I was saying, all right, so what would a skeptic check on both sides of this coin be? And I was thinking, well, this is, you know what? This is the FIA taking full responsibility, Grace. This is them standing up and saying, hey, we knew and,
we told you.
Yeah, and, we couldn't get it done. All right. I think you'd have to read that again because it's more of a defense brief, as Grace mentioned.
No way.
Yeah,
what company, what group of humans is ever going to be like, oh, you're right, it's my bad?
Yeah, right.
Even if it is their bad, they're not going to say it out loud.
Yeah, right. They were saying that they knew this was an issue and they were outvoted.
Tried.
Which is an argument, I would say, and this is what's interesting because they're coming out saying, hey, we tried.
I told you.
We knew it. We knew it was a dumpster fire.
I'm Nicholas Sabasi. I told you it was a bad idea.
Do you know who I am? I'm the head. I'm the director of single-seater racing.
Who are you? Huh?
Who are you?
Nobody. What do you know?
Right. What have you ever been the head of?
Nothing.
Right? Nothing. So here's the thing. They come out and said, yeah, well, hey, look, this is what we did. And unfortunately, folks, we were outvoted. And I feel like that's an argument for more unilateral authority, if I'm honest, because if you think about it, it's delivered right at the moment that the FIA's remit's being sort of discussed in renegotiation. The FIA Foundation's under investigation. Their charity commission is under investigation. And MBS just did away with the whole term limits thing.
President for life.
President for life. You got MBS in there. And I'm thinking, yeah, okay. He may be dog whistling a little more unilateral authority, which isn't going to happen. But and I was thinking, all right, the second assumption, the 4 blocking manufacturers could be read as villains in this. But as I said, there were 4 basically there's 4 companies protecting hundreds of millions of dollars.
I think if it was one, I might believe it. 4. That's what I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
buy
what
that
you were
4.
saying. Yeah, you were saying there's a story that there were 4.
Yeah, that seems
right?
like.
And I think you're right. If there's 4, they're all in. They sunk, hundreds of millions of development against a mid-program rule change. I mean, they're just not going to do that. And any board would have voted the same. And the design fault is the sport gave the people with the most to lose a veto over the fix, right? So if they didn't want that, then they would design that change in their process. But that's the reality of it. And I don't know that I can blame them on that front, but then you get all this heat, or the FIA gets this heat about why the series is such a cock-up, and they're saying, hey, wasn't us,
I didn't do it.
So, Grace,
all right.
Nobody has named the 4.
Okay.
You wonder, well, should they publish that? Like corporations have to publish the
They're
board
not going
votes?
to.
They won't. If the governing body...
I'd like them to, but they will not.
Yeah. If the governing body can't govern without a manufacturer supermajority, is it really the regulator of the sport or more of a administrative assistant of the sport?
Administrative assistant. Congratulations, FIA.
Whee! Yeah, their hands are tied, are they not?
Yes, Nicholas Tambasi, single seat administrative assistant. Congratulations.
Assistant to the assistant administrator.
That's to the traveling secretary. That is correct.
Right,
That is you now.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Moving to a 60-40 split by 28 is a bit of a partial retreat from the central premise of the formula. Do we admit basically that the electric target was set by manufacturer recruitment logic rather than racing logic?
Nobody's questioning that. Nobody who's interested in the racing logic was like,
right.
I know, let's do this. First of all, there's already this series called Formula E that already does that.
Right.
This isn't
Right.
about racing. This isn't why we're doing this. This isn't why we do anything. The manufacturers wanted it, so here we are. Nobody wanted hybrids. Manufacturers wanted it. We didn't want it. Racing
Right.
logic does not say electric.
No.
Not in Formula One.
And if you go back when they were talking about these regulations, we talked about it back then, and I was like, well, but this is the thing, we need to come out with a formula that's attractive to manufacturers and
here you go.
manufacturers. And I'm like, well, no, we don't. And they're like, well, but the sport to survive, you've got to have big investment from big manufacturers in the sport to keep the sport thriving and growing and blah, blah, blah.
If you want this series to have more than just Ferrari in it.
Right.
Both are true. I think you have to have buy-in by the people paying the bills, and the people who are paying the bills are the ones that want hybrid engines and electrification in Formula One, so they win. So here we are.
And you could
It's not
say,
about racing, though.
Look, you'd be upset, but Honda's in it, Audi's in it, right?
For now.
Yeah. Red Bull did their own engine.
Yeah.
They're in it in 2 teams. Mercedes, Ferrari.
Yeah.
I mean, they did lure new manufacturers in. Cadillac eventually. What, next year after? Yeah. So, all things said, you got to think, well, that was successful. And that's probably why they're a little reluctant just to ad hoc cut the power down to 60-40.
Right.
And that's probably they said, well, we'll get there by 2028.
I think they're hoping we forget about it.
Yeah, I think they're going to spread it out and kind of remove the battery graphics, stop talking about harvesting and super clipping, and the people are passing anybody. That's what you wanted anyway. Look at the passing. Wow, did you see all that passing this weekend?
Did you see
Look
that?
over here. And then give it a couple of years for Audi to justify its coming into the sport and justify their expense. And then maybe in 28, you go, maybe instead of 50-50, it's 45 or, something. We'll just ease our way into it to appease the manufacturers that spent big bank coming.
Yeah.
And try to get the fans to forget about the whole electric side of this thing and act like it doesn't exist.
You know what will get the fans to forget? More sprint races.
That's it. That's it. More sprint races and more outlap dinners.
It's like the alcohol of Formula One. You won't remember anything. It'll be fine.
We'll be numb.
That's right.
Right.
All right.
So there you go. Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Well, it sure is. Okay.
You know, the drivers got listened to in May.
Yeah.
The teams voted down the tire fix in August. Mm-hmm. Who's actually the customer here?
Not the fans. We're never the customer.
Fans. That's exactly right.
Welcome to Formula One. Welcome. You may be new to the sport, but they've never cared about us. And yet we keep on watching, so why would they care about us? I don't know.
Right.
Why do I have this podcast?
Just keep watching.
Yeah, right.
And we're all at home going,
Not good enough, damn it! Not good enough!
Yeah.
Or even better, watch MotoGP instead. I've been telling you people that for years.
I know.
Yeah.
We've been saying it. You specifically, me, or orbitally.
Yeah.
You know, been saying that
fun.
MotoGP is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those sports, guys. If you haven't watched MotoGP, the first thing you'll notice is they all grid up and they start the race, and you got Jorge Martin out front, and and then it's Jorge Martin and Pecco Bagnaia and Cal Crutchlow.
Well, I mean,
and then you've got Digia and Marquez brothers, and then the race will be going along, and then all of a sudden it just sort of changes and people start passing and the lead changes. And it's like, whoa, I thought Pecco was in the lead. I thought he was just going to walk away from this thing. He had like a 3-second lead, and all of a sudden now you've got, Pedro eating him alive and passing him, So the tire compounds that they choose for the bikes and how they wear the tires, it's amazing because things can just magically change. Yeah. Bikes that are dominant bikes can struggle and get passed by a KTM of all things, right?
I just like this world. Pecco Bagnaia likes this world that you're talking about right now.
I know he does.
Like, what?
Pecco leading the race.
What season are we talking about here? This
2 years ago. Right.
But it's nice. That sounds nice.
I know.
I remember those days.
Like
yeah,
So anyway, it's fun because what you think is predictable isn't always predictable. Yeah. And you could look at the winners this entire season, and it hasn't always been Jorge Martin.
It actually is somebody different every race, unlike Formula One trying to tell us that.
So if you like that, on any given Sunday sort of thing, MotoGP delivers that.
Yeah.
In spades. So check it out.
For now.
I should be getting paid by MotoGP.
Well,
Oh, and by the way, you know who owns MotoGP?
I know. That's what I'm saying for now. For now, it's great.
For now, it's
for
great.
now.
But once Formula One gets his paws really in there,
that's right. I know.
That's why we sent Gunther Steiner over there to guard and protect MotoGP's honor and integrity.
Can I say, though, I mentioned this before, but I would love to be a fly on the wall for that argument, because it's not a conversation between Maverick Vinales and Gunther Steiner. That could not have been a pretty, conversation. I'm sure.
That would have been rough.
I'm sure there was a lot of yelling happening.
I'm sure the Steiner had a lot of F-bombs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But, again, I don't take Maverick Vinales as somebody who's just going to take that either.
No, I don't take him as a wallflower either.
No, not really.
No. All right, let's turn the page. Alpine at $3.2 billion.
$1 million, yes.
Yeah, and the September deadline that nobody's really talking about, but I'm going to talk about it.
That's because I've watched so many clips of this interview that Briatore did with the race. I swear, I'm like, I'm listening, and I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? How have you gotten here? I don't know what he's talking about half the time.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I do. I understand the words. I don't, the construct and the concept. I'm like, now what are we talking about? I don't know.
It's Flavor Flav. He's
I guess.
He's a hustler.
It's like Ron Dennis. Like, I'm just out of practice. I think that's what it is. I'm out of practice of the Flavio Briatore speak, that I'm just like, what are we talking about?
Right. It's the art of the grift. He's got it. Spades. Oh. So Briatore told the race, our friends over at the race, they're not. I don't know any of them.
They're our friends. We're tight. It's fine.
Okay,
Nobody knows.
I don't know any of them. I've reached out several times, but they give me the middles, and for good reason, I'm sure. So our friends over at the race, he told them that Renault has received an offer for Otro Capital's 24% stake that values Alpine at $3.2 billion, and that they're working toward a $3.5 billion valuation.
Okay.
So this Otro Capital, folks, that's where the investors like Ryan Reynolds and Patrick Mahomes and all the celebrities are invested in the team in that vehicle. So they have 24%. He framed it against the parent, though. So he contextually was saying, 3.2, 3.5, whatever. That's about what the team's worth. And Renault as a whole is worth about $8.3 billion. So the numbers for the F1 team is like 40 to 50% of the total value of Renault.
That's just back of the envelope here, people. It's all of it.
Yeah, right. Just ballpark it for me, Grace.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you think it is?
3.2, 3.5, something like that.
Now, Forbes, they said that Alpine's roughly at $2.45 billion, and Briatore's response was simply is that they're worth more. We're worth more than that.
Well, of course, because of course he is.
Yeah, we're worth a lot more than that. Yeah. Otro bought the 24% for $200 million, if you remember.
Yeah.
200 million euros, sorry, in June of 23, which valued the team at around 900 million at the time. It's roughly 3.5 times in 3 years. Such is the F1 phenomena.
Right.
Asked whether the valuations have topped out, he joked that if the team were his, he would have sold already. He bought his boat back, his yacht back.
He just wants out.
Yeah.
Again, he's like Adrian Newey. He's wearing. This is not what he signed up for. I don't want to do this.
Jesus Christ.
I was just here to be a consultant, and now I'm learning this team.
Right.
How did this happen?
Yeah. First, we're in the bottom of a blender. Now we're saving lives.
I don't want this.
I don't want
this
that.
This is not what I signed up for.
So the UK filings show Renault holds approval rights, though, over any transfer of the Otro stake until September. That's what I read.
Okay.
Well, that's important because Renault intervened. I also was reading, and it suggested that Renault may have intervened on a sale to Mercedes-led group at the end of May. I can't confirm that. I don't really know, but I kind of read that, and I don't know if that's
fact checking. We're fine. We'll do that.
Yeah, who needs a fact check? I just make it up as I go along.
I like it. Okay.
And then Renault's CEO, Francois Provost, has said that Otro partnership brought the team no real benefit. Ooh, that's kind of harsh. But can you argue with that? Can you argue with that?
Okay, first of all, Renault, the team who's never full send. Whatever the opposite of full send is, that's Renault.
That's them.
So, first of all, I don't know what you're talking about here, right? Like, they're the opposite of Ferrari. Ferrari is, we build cars in order to race. Renault's the opposite of that, right? Like,
Ferrari is we race to build cars.
I said it backwards, but thanks.
Yeah.
You know what I meant. Work with me here, people. Renault is like, they're always in, they're out. I never believe it. I believe Audi is in this sport more than I believe Renault is ever in this sport. So
I agree. So, true statement.
What do you mean, what are they bringing? They're saving your behinds. That's what they're bringing. They're bringing the money.
Thank you.
What are you bringing?
Because here's the thing. I think it's rich of him to now, when the valuation is much higher, to sit here and say, Otro didn't really bring it. Really?
Oh, you did it yourself?
You're
the
company that went and bought that team back.
Yeah.
And had these big aspirations in 2 or 3 years. 8 years later, you're not getting on podiums, remotely close.
Right.
And meanwhile, you started running into financial constraints over at Renault, so you bailed out 24% of the team to Otro to generate the cash to keep the team going.
Right.
Right? So to your point, that's what Otro brought to the game.
Big bags full of cash. That's what they brought.
Yeah.
They saved your ass. Get out of here.
Right.
We didn't need them.
Right.
Okay.
So you'll never guess what name is being associated with the posse.
Oh my goodness. Go ahead.
It's Christian Horner.
Because until he does, like, first of all, if I was Christian Horner, I'd do nothing ever again. I would just enjoy that my name just gets brought up. He's the, you know, the Ralph Schumacher Toyota.
Just $100 million settlement or whatever with Red Bull for exit severance.
Just my name's just going to, I would just randomly, you know, like we always talk about how people are like, oh, did you see that Max Verstappen was in the McLaren garage? Like I would just show up just to screw with people, just for funsies. Like I'd be over here one day, or that I'd be showing up at Le Mans, or I'd be showing up at motorcycle race. Like I just show up at different places just for the fun of it, you know, just to screw with people.
Right.
Don't have any intention of doing it. Just show up places.
Not? I agree.
What else is he doing?
So he's being rumored because he got a big chunk of cash, and he's clear he wants an equity position, not just a role in a salary. Alpine's currently 5th in constructors. There you go. And they rebrand as Gucci Racing Alpine next season. Well, that just slides right off. That's like Visa Cash App for Racing Bulls.
You know what? I love that Horner is like, this time, I don't just want a role. I want equity in it. Oh, so you did learn. You learned.
Yeah, you learned.
Good job.
For sure. Yeah. When it was Dee, everything was fine.
Yeah, but now you've learned.
Dee's son turned into a walking nightmare.
Correct. You've learned.
Yeah,
Good
exactly.
job.
You learned a hard lesson.
Yeah.
And you have to think Jerry would be totally fine owning a portion of a team that's sponsored by Gucci, right?
Right.
She's classy. She buys nice things.
Sure.
Why not? Briatore also predicted teams would be reaching $10 billion within 3 or 4 years, and separately, he said he would put sprints on all 24 weekends.
Surprise!
He's not buying the Scarcity Act either, Grace.
No, let it go. Let it be known. I agreed with Flavio Briatore on something. Who knew that was going to happen today?
I know. You and Flav, you're tight.
I did not see that. That was not on my bingo card for this podcast.
Yeah. So I was thinking, all right, so why does all this matter? Well, look, it's a team the parent company has publicly described as a strategic question mark for them. And it's being priced at nearly half the parent's market capitalization, or so Flavio says. None of that value really comes from the racing, though. Alpine are 5th. The value is entry license to Formula One, a Concorde revenue share locked in to 2030, and a fixed number of seats, basically. And that is the real value of the team.
Right.
And you think, oh, are you sure about that? Yes. Look what Cadillac paid, right? September is kind of the real story out of this, though. If that's correct, Renault has the approval rights. If those lapse come September, then, Otro can pick whoever they want to sell to, and that's got to create some heartburn. So I would suggest Renault doesn't want to leave that to fate. They probably, if there is a deal, they're going to want to facilitate that before September so they can be the purveyors of who is going to be their partner in this team.
Wouldn't you want,
Absolutely.
They don't want an arranged marriage. They want to be in charge. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Also, next time Paul Charsley says he can't do race weekend and he needs me to stand in for him, I'm going to give you a strategic question mark. That's going to be it.
This is a strategic question.
This is a strategic question. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't.
Why not? So I was thinking, all right, so what's some assumptions to attack on this? There's a couple sides of this coin. Now, the first one I was thinking, well, rising team valuations prove that the sport's healthy.
Yeah.
Right? Because this jumped from $900 million to $3 billion. Now, that's got to say that the sport's healthy. I would say that they prove more that entries to Formula One are really scarce. If you want to talk about scarcity,
that is for sure.
That's an example of scarcity.
Yes, 100%.
Right?
They're not adding
the
another
sprint
team.
races.
Right.
But entries into Formula One are scarce. 11 slots, a calendar capped at 24 races, a locked-in commercial agreement, and $450 million toll gate just for anyone wanting to get in. That's what Cadillac paid. Valuations can climb, of course, while the racing gets worse to watch, and this season seems to be proof of that. Yeah. I would argue, right? So that was the first side. I was thinking, all right, say the other side of that coin. Someone is obviously somebody will obviously pay for the 24%, and that's probably true. But I kind of felt like Briatore sort of undercut his own number in the same interview. He said that he can't see anyone spending $600 million for a minority stake without an agreement with the majority. And I've been in that position as a non-controlling position in a business whose majority owner keeps saying it wants control. And that's really one of the harder things on the list to sell is that position, you know. So if you think about 24%, that was an investment group that came in. They parked some cash there. They'll get some returns on that for their investors, and they're out. I would see something similar to that. And the reason I bring that up is if you're Christian Horner, do you want to drop seriously big bank for 24%? And you would have an equity position. And maybe that's all he wants. Maybe he doesn't want to have controlling interest of the team. But hey, 25% is good. Yeah. And that means that if Renault bags the whole thing and sells it for $4 billion, he's 25%.
Yeah.
And maybe he's happy with that. As long as that the who's in charge and who calls all the shots with the F1 team is ironed out. So it wouldn't shock me if he did a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Grace, if Alpine really is 40% of Renault's market cap, why is Renault the reluctant seller rather than the aggressive one?
Because of nothing.
Okay.
I don't know. Renault is such a bizarre operation to me. I don't. What are they thinking? Who knows?
If you were the head of Renault, would you be hand walking potential investors in there? I think I would. I'd want to pick the winners or losers.
Oh yeah. You never want to leave it to fate. I mean, even if your team sucked and you weren't going to sell it, you'd want to know who it is that you're giving your team up to, right? Yeah, I
would think so. Yeah,
but I also wouldn't have hired Flavio. So
Flavor Flav.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, okay. Gucci is title sponsor for 27.
Yeah.
Fashion house invested. I was kind of wondering, are they buying performance? Are they renting audience space? And I got thinking, Brace, how much brand exposure can one of the world's leading brands actually get out of this?
Well, I mean, I think that maybe they see it as a place that's not traditionally where they're getting their purchasing from, right? Like some part of a fashion
new customer appeal.
Some part of a fashion brand though is also like the allure of it. Yeah. Rihanna has that bag. If I have it, I'll be like Rihanna, right? Like so, some part of it is that.
Mrs. Leclerc has that bag,
right? Yes. So I could see where that would really, because that has always been a part of Formula One, right? Is the like fashion, to be seen. And if you want your brand to be seen at a Formula One race is a place to do it. And if you want your brand to be, maybe there's I could see that maybe they want their brand to be bigger in, I don't know, Asia or bigger in the United States. Like, so here's this chance for you to have your celebrities out there with their Gucci bags.
Yeah.
Looking all fancy. And then people are going to be like, oh, I'd like to be like that. So I could see where and at what cost? I mean, for Gucci, how much, yes, being a title sponsor is a lot, but they don't have to be a title sponsor in order to get their name out there.
Yeah, that's true. Charsley had to be the 13-year-old boy that got that Greek fisherman's hat, so he could look like Jackie Stewart.
Of course, he probably still has it. Yeah. Right now, he's somewhere like fumbling to put it in a drawer, so we never see it. Right?
You never see it.
No, I think that. So there's that part of it that I think fashion is a part of Formula One, but not. I think we think more like watches, right? Yeah. Or
I've
automobiles.
Got a Schumacher Omega,
right. So this would be a way. It's that same sort of effect of Rolex or something like that, but with a fashion brand. I mean,
I'm not a Rolex guy.
Louis Vuitton is spending a whole lot of money to have a fancy box to put those trophies in.
Yeah.
So
you ain't kidding.
There's something to be there.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Cool. Hey, in the essence of time, I've got to skip my Zandvoort story. But guess what, folks? It's the summer break, and if there isn't a lot of news next week, we'll talk about Zandvoort.
We'll do it next week.
We'll do it
live.
There you go. We'll do it next week.
All right. So that means we're down to this. It's all come down to this.
Down.
Yep. It's Albon's Cats. All right, Grace, hit us.
First of all, I blame Stefano Domenicali for this running too long.
Totally.
It's not my fault. It's his fault.
I'm going to say...
I told you 2 years ago the show was going to run long. Not my fault.
I know. I blame him. And I'll be honest with you, Otro Capital really hasn't brought anything to this podcast.
I like them being... I like to imagine them being Ocho instead, which is funnier.
The Ocho.
The Ocho. The Ocho, you know...
After all this coverage of Alpine, and Otro Capital hasn't done nothing.
Ocho Capital seems more right. Like
it does, Ocho
like,
Capital.
The gimmicky, slippery stairs, ESPN. They're the ones that are buying into Alpine, not ESPN 2, ESPN 8. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Albon's Cats. So the big news happened this week, which is George and Carmen are engaged.
Oh, that's good news for George.
Who doesn't love a little good news for George? It's been a rough first half of the season for him. So
he needed some positivity, Grace.
I'm glad that George and Carmen of, Drive to Survive fame have gotten engaged. Yeah. I also love
good for you, George.
I don't know if this was true in your friend group, but it certainly was true in my friend group. Like one person, it's like breaking hearts. One person gets engaged and suddenly everybody's like, oh, I guess we're doing this now. Oh, okay. Right. And you kind of like the weddings all kind of pile up together. So, we had, Alex and Lily got engaged and Charles Leclerc. And then Lando
and now you got Lewis and Kim Kardashian.
Yes. Yeah. Meanwhile, Lando just posts party pictures. It's still just him and Fabio Quartararo partying all the time, right? But I was like, well, Lando, you're the last of the friend group here. What are you doing? Not yet.
Right. That's funny.
So that was the big news
good
this
for
week.
George.
Super cute, super happy for those kids, and I'm glad George has got some good news for him.
All right, good. I like it. All right, some no-shit headlines. I got two of them for you.
Okay.
First one, Ferrari's dream Lewis Hamilton replacement as Charles Leclerc could get superstar partner. It's Max. They're talking about Max.
I'm like, what? I hate these headlines. I'm like, we need punctuation, 2 sentences. What is going on here? Okay.
They're talking about Max. And the better of the two headlines is this.
This was
F1 star's dog caught weeing under Max Verstappen's number in the Hungarian Grand Prix paddock.
Also, Charles Leclerc, good job.
Yes, great job.
Leo.
That's it. I couldn't remember
Leo's his
name.
dog.
Yeah. Attaboy, Leo.
Yeah.
Keep it up. That's great.
That's where I would go to.
Oh, it's good fun. All right.
If only Christian Horner was there. That would have been great.
That would have been good.
We on Christian Horner's shoes, that would have been great.
Yes, that would have been.
That would have been some great Drive to Survive coverage, that's for sure.
like weeing on his shoes?
Yeah, and then the Christian Horner, all that, all the and dog peeing on my, it would have been episodes later, he'd still be grouching about it. Can you believe that dog did that? He's a dog. He don't care.
It's tomorrow.
Have you met dogs? They don't care. He's got to go. He's going to go.
He's got to go. I agree.
It's all grass. What are you talking about? It's not his fault.
It's not his
set
fault.
up. It's entrapment.
It is entrapment.
Right?
And it's scarcity, too.
He's just doing what he does. He's a dog.
You pay more for Leo's excrement,
I don't. This show just took a weird turn, and let's not end that way.
Let's end on a positive
because
note.
That exists,
Todd.
And we don't need to know. We don't need to know. People, please. I don't need to know.
Oh, I got three crazy Australian Shepherds, so my life is spent with a permanent roll of dog poop bags in my pocket. Yes.
So, it's just life, and
it is life.
They just do what they do.
They do. All right.
Just be glad it's not winter, because winter's when it's worse.
Yeah, it is worse. Yeah. All right. Well, that does it for this week. That's what we think about the news. You let us know what you think about the news. You can do that at departformay.com. Just do it with civility and decorum. As always, if you love this podcast, give us a really good rating on your favorite podcast player. And a huge thank you to all of our Patreon supporters who could not and quite literally would not do this podcast if it were not for the Patreon supporters. So any of you out there that don't support, find a supporter and personally thank them, because they're the ones that keep this podcast going for 1,003 episodes. Huge thank you. If you want some merch like Grace has, Park from A merch, you can go to our website. It says store merch. Just click on it. I've got logo wear over there with the new logo. You can go over there and get that.
This is the shitbox edition. This is an old shirt.
There you go. Yeah, so that's that. Oh, it's a shitbox.
It's a shitbox. This is the
you
get the sweatshirt.
Shitbox.
Yeah, you get the sweatshirt back there, Park from A. See?
Yeah, you got all the
Grace
merch.
is all tooled up. She's
got
it all.
Somebody's got
you can have it too. Yeah,
That's right.
I've had one sale and it was you. So there you go.
And my family Christmas, everybody gets a sweatshirt.
That's great.
The gray long sleeve, big seller in my family. Everybody got one of those.
Perfect. That's awesome. Excellent.
I do what I can. I do what I can.
Yeah, I do it again.
Trying to help the show. Buy the merch.
That's awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, until that time, next week when we come to do it all over again, this is Todd's, a.k.a. Negative Camber, saying so long, Grace.
See you next week.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over. I don't feel I've got to prove at all. I don't really want to prove anything. I started as an amateur with no idea or no intention of becoming world champion. I was curious to find out what it was like to drive a car fast, to drive on a certain circuit, to drive a certain type of car.